Okay, so imagine a high school where nobody fails a test on paper. They fail it in cash. Welcome to Advanced Nurturing High School, where grades don't exist, just points. Spend them, lose them, get expelled over them. And sitting in the worst class in the building is a kid who looks like he's got nothing going on upstairs. That kid is the smartest person in the entire school. And by the end of season 1, he's going to prove it by making every single person around him a pawn without any of them ever noticing. Let's get into it. Kiyotaka Ayanokoji shows up on day 1 of Advanced Nurturing High School and gets dumped straight into Class 1D, officially the class for the school's rejects. He hits it off fast with a cheerful girl named Kushida and clocks a much colder, standoffish girl named Horikita, sitting a few desks over. Trying to be a good wingman, Ayanokoji sets up a lunch meetup so Kushida and Horikita can bond. Horikita sees right through it and just walks out. Meanwhile, the rest of Class D is having the time of their lives, skipping responsibility, blowing through their monthly points on snacks and games, completely unbothered while teachers just let it happen. Ayanokoji doesn't buy it. Something's off. Then May 1st hits, and the class finds out they got 0 points for the entire month. Turns out this school runs on pure merit, and Class D just proved in real time exactly why they're at the bottom. Here's the real shape of the system. 4 classes, ranked purely on merit, and if you bomb an exam hard enough, you're out. Expelled, gone. Naturally, this lands on deaf ears with Sudo, Ike, and Yamauchi, who'd rather do literally anything except study. Ayanokoji and Horikita try to run a study group to save everyone's skin, but Horikita's bedside manner is basically a wall of ice, and Sudo, who only cares about basketball, bounces almost immediately. In the middle of all this, Ayanokoji witnesses something heavier. Horikita's older brother, Manabu, who happens to run the student council, coldly threatening her over her whole "I don't need anyone" attitude. When Ayanokoji steps in to defuse it, Manabu turns that same sharp attention on him and asks, very pointedly, whether it's really a coincidence that Ayanokoji scored exactly 50 points on every single entrance exam. Against all odds, Class D actually crushes the midterms, some of them landing near the top of the entire first-year class. Here's the twist. Everyone in Class D passed the midterm, except Sudo, who missed the cutoff by exactly 1 point. And here's how the miracle actually happened. Ayanokoji quietly spent 15,000 points to buy the previous year's exam questions off an upperclassman days before the test. Not against the rules, just extremely well-timed. When he brings up the idea of fairness with their teacher, Chabashi flatly tells him equality doesn't exist. He agrees completely. To keep Sudo from getting expelled over 1 measly point, Ayanokoji and Horikita pool their own points to buy him exactly the difference he needs. Then things get dark. Ayanokoji finds Kushida's forgotten phone and hands it back to her. And for half a second, her cheerful mask completely drops. She warns him, in no uncertain terms, that if he ever repeats what he just saw, she'll accuse him of assault. Congratulations, Ayanokoji. You're now in a blackmail alliance with the nicest girl in class. July 1st. Class D's points get completely frozen because Suedo is suddenly accused of assaulting 3 guys from Class C, who claim it was unprovoked. Suedo insists it was self-defense. Naturally, nobody believes the delinquent over 3 upstanding students. Turns out those 3 accusers are secretly working with Class C's resident shark, UN, deliberately roughing themselves up further to sell the story. Class D launches an all-out search for a witness, and Horikita tracks down a quiet, camera-carrying girl named Sakura, who happened to be at the scene. That night, Ayanokoji and Kushida lay out the ugly truth about human nature. When it's one troublemaker's word against a good student's, people will believe the good student every time. guilty or not. When they finally approach Sakura for her photo evidence, she panics, fumbles her camera, and completely shuts down, terrified of getting dragged into any of this. Turns out the camera's under warranty. And while sorting that out, Ayanokoji quietly puts together that shy little Sakura has a secret double life as a low-key internet idol. At the actual hearing, presided over by Student Council President Manabu, Class C's version of events wins out at first. Then, Horikita finally speaks up, laying out the simple math. 3 serious injuries, 1 attacker, self-defense. The numbers don't add up in Class C's favor. She pulls out Sakura's photo, proving she was there when it happened. It's not a full clearing, though. Class C's teacher offers a fair compromise. Suspend everyone a little. Class D refuses outright. Manabu, sensing somebody's flat-out lie, adjourns the hearing with a clear warning that expulsions are officially on the table if nobody comes clean by tomorrow. With the clock ticking, Ayanokoji and Horikita set an actual trap. Kushida sends a fake message luring the 3 Class C liars into a stairwell rigged with hidden cameras. Caught on video and boxed in with the threat of expulsion for filing a false report, the trio has no choice but to withdraw their entire complaint. Meanwhile, Sakura runs into real danger. The electronics store clerk turns out to be a stalker obsessed with her idol persona and actually comes after her. Ayanokoji and Ichinose track him down using phone data and security footage just in time. Afterward, Chabasha bluntly tells Horikita that Class D exists specifically to warehouse defective students, and that Ayanokoji is one of them, whether she realizes it or not. Ayanokoji turns down an invite to join the student council and instead pushes all the credit for cracking the case onto Horikita, quietly building her up as Class D's leader while staying completely invisible himself. A crew of Class D boys, Sudo, Ike, Yamauchi, and ringleader Sotomua cook up a genius plan to sneak hidden cameras into the girls' changing room during a pool day. Ayanokoji, fully aware of the scheme, casually invites Horikita to the pool and gives her a heads up, recruiting her to help shut it down before it blows up in everyone's face. Yamauchi disguises himself as a janitor to plant the cameras. But the whole thing nearly collapses when a wave of students from other classes converges near the changing room, trapping EK inside with nowhere to run. With seconds to spare, Horikita climbs the diving platform and delivers an impromptu speech about Class D's big dreams, buying just enough of a distraction for EK to slip out unseen. She wipes every SD card clean right after. Operation Dead on Arrival. Later, Ayanokoji admits to Horikita that he let the whole scheme play out on purpose. He knew the boys would have tried it behind his back anyway, so he chose to control the damage instead of stopping it outright. The first years are shipped off on what looks like a dream vacation, a cruise. Except nothing about this school is ever just a vacation. Chabashi quietly informs Ayanokoji that someone has personally demanded his expulsion and offers to shield him in exchange for leading Class D all the way to the top. He refuses her terms flat out, even after she warns him what he stands to lose. Ayanokoji shares a hunch with Horita. This vacation is actually headed straight for a school-owned island, and that's no accident. Meanwhile, Class C looks like it's coming apart from the inside. Ibuki tries to confront Yuen and gets physically blocked by his enforcer, Albert. In a quieter, weirder subplot, Sakura nervously asks Ayanokoji out, then immediately backs out. When Kushida catches them together, her cheerful mask slips completely. She admits, coldly, that she knows exactly how wary he is of her, and confesses, just for a second, how deeply lonely she actually is, before snapping right back to sunshine mode. The next morning, the real test drops. A full week, alone on a deserted island. The rules. Each class starts with 300 points to spend on food and gear, and whatever's left over converts straight into class points. Injuries, mess, missed roll call, all of it costs you. And if you hold on to at least 50 points by the end, you get to guess another class's secret leader. A correct guess is worth serious bonus points. Class D decides to rough it and save cash, though the girls do successfully lobby for one non-negotiable purchase: a portable toilet. While scouting camp locations, Ayanokoji spots Class A's Katsuagi holding what looks exactly like a leader card. Something about it doesn't sit right with him. Setting up camp by the river, Class D picks Hoikiya as their leader. Quiet, responsible, easy to overlook. During a firewood run, they stumble on an injured Ibuiki from rival Class C and, weirdly, offer her food and let her stay anyway. Their tight budget takes an immediate hit when the eccentric Koenji fakes an illness and quits the test entirely, costing the class a painful 30 points. Ayanokoji and Horita go full recon on the other camps. Class B's setup is solid but well run. Class A's camp is a literal fortress, and when Horita tries to scout it, Katsuya calls security on her without hesitation. Then there's Class C's beach camp. UN has already blown through all 300 of his points on purpose, betting correctly that you can't lose points you don't have, essentially turning survival test into beach vacation while he quietly hunts for intel on everyone else's leader. That night, someone breaks into Class D's camp and steals a phone from the girls' tent. Trust starts cracking. Days later, K's underwear goes missing entirely. And when a search turns it up in EK's bag, Ayanokoji grabs it before anyone else sees. Hirata ends up finding it on Ayanokoji during a pat-down and lies to protect him anyway, later admitting he's willing to take the fall himself since his reputation can survive the hit better than most. After the underwear scandal, trust in Class D completely implodes. Boys and girls straight up split into separate camps. Ayanokoji notices Horika's been sick this entire test. She spent the whole cruise trying to recover in her room and just never mentioned it, stubborn to the end. He asks her to verify whether that leader card he spotted earlier is even real, while she's out fishing near Katsuag's camp. Even after she checks it, he's still not fully convinced. A shoving match breaks out near the water, and in the chaos, someone swipes the leader card straight off Horekia. It's later confirmed Ayanokoji arranged that theft himself. On top of that, someone burns the entire survival test manual, torching whatever trust was left in the group. Horekia, convinced Ibuki, secretly a Class C plant, is the saboteur, confronts her directly. It turns violent, and Ibuki escapes with the leader card, radioing it straight to a mystery contact on the other side. That mystery contact is Katsuagi. Class A and Class C have been secretly allied this entire time. Horikia's illness finally forces her out of the test completely. On the final day, every class submits their guesses for who's leading the others. Class B, smartly, refuses to guess at all. At the results assembly, UN drops his real play. He traded 200 of Class C's 300 points to Class A in exchange for their leader's identity, then deliberately burned the rest so his class couldn't be penalized either way. He calls it Class A's leader, Class B's leader, and Horekiyata for Class D. The results land like a bomb. Class D wins outright with 225 points. Class B close behind with 140. Class A at 120. Class C, 0. Turns out Class A's own princess, Sakayanagi, deliberately leaked her class's leader to UAN the entire time, specifically to sabotage Katsuagi from the inside. And here's the real gut punch. Ayanokoji explains to Horikia that he let Ibuki steal her leader card on purpose, because by then, he'd already quietly become the actual leader. Every guess aimed at Horikia was already wrong. He'd read Katsua's body language to correctly identify Class A's real leader, connected Ibuki's radio to Ruen for Class C, and deliberately didn't guess Class B's leader at all, just to keep that alliance friendly for later. One more reveal. The anonymous figure who demanded Ayanokoji's expulsion this whole time was his own father. And Ayanokoji, calm as ever, simply says he's not going back. In private, his real thoughts finally surface. Every single person around him, his classmates, his friends, even Horikiya, are just tools, pieces on a board. As long as he wins in the end, nothing else actually matters to him. 12 episodes of watching him help everyone, and it turns out none of it was ever kindness at all. And that's Classroom of the Elite, Season 1. One merit-based nightmare of a school, one class of defectives clawing their way up, and one perfectly polite sociopath quietly running the entire board from the shadows. If you're just now realizing every nice thing he did was a calculated move, welcome to the club. Subscribe, because Season 2 gets even more twisted.